Hello, everybody. All right, getting the camera set up for you. If you're watching this live, happy Friday night. It's was a beautiful day here in my neck of the woods, but heading towards chilly and rainy. So it's kind of it was nice. I sat outside and read earlier, and now I'm hanging out with you guys. So I think I said last week that I'm really getting close to being done with my grandkids' family's scrapbook album for 2021. And I think I had about 20 layouts to do when I looked at one point last weekend, and I think I did 6 layouts last week. So I've got it or something similar to that, or maybe that was when after I did. There's about 20 layouts to do yet. So I posted on 2022. So these 2 pictures are of my stepson and M number 4. And this was last October. So he was 2 in these pictures, and it's the first time he's ever had a haircut or had ever had a haircut in a salon because he's a pandemic baby. So he was 9 months old, really at where everything really started and where the shutdowns happened in my state. And so he had never been inside a salon. And not only that, I mean, if you can see this, he's not so sure he's okay with what's going on here. And if you're not an immediate member of his family, including Grandma Kelly sometimes, he's not quite so sure about you. Now, as he gets older, I think he kind of does. He plays with me a little bit now. So I think he's really okay with me, but he's playing with me and pretending like to be freaked out. But when I first saw him, about 2 months after, well, I saw him intermittently from a distance, but when I could get up close to him again, it was a little bit before he was a year old, and he cried, and he would cry anytime he saw a grandparent. So I thought it was great to document the first haircut, but I also think it's going to be good to document the fact that he had a little bit of fear around, or a lot of fear around people he didn't know, because he didn't see people other than his family. So there's the story behind this. So I'm going to use the Tiny Tots 2.0 collection here. I think, yeah, all 4 papers are from there. These 2 are scraps, and then these are 2 are, oh, I'm sorry, this is not Tiny Tots 2.0. This is the Bella Besties, which is their new solid color line. But these 2 are scraps, and then these 2 are full sheets. I thought about putting the photos on this, but because of the wall, I think the photos kind of disappear. I like it better on the yellow, because I think what that does here is that really pops the yellow in his little cape, so it draws your eye closer in. The floor is kind of yellow. I could do it on the green as well. I don't think that's a bad choice, but I like it on the yellow better. And then this is a yellow dot, and because I have these big polka dots, I could do this, but there is a second side to this that I actually like a little bit better, the little crosshatch side. So this is the bell pepper freehand graph and dot paper. So then I'm going to just go through and start out by putting these on a mat. And I just like to do that because it's another way to get a color in. I'm going off this paper. That's another thing I should talk about, is when I saw this paper, and this is bright, it's kind of a photo of a little boy, I thought it would be neat to use this as kind of a jumping off point. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I picked the colors from there, and right away I saw this scrap, which is, you know, I guess it's a little bit more this color. And then the green I thought would be good as a nice kind of background in here. There's some green in the photo, but it's not a prominent color, so I think it really pops the background. And then I looked for this, the mat for my, I'm gonna open my window here. I had shut my window because my neighbors were yelling and screaming, and that is not a good background, but I think they've stopped that. Hopefully it's not too loud anyway for all of you, but I was getting a little warm. Okay, so to start this out, I'm going to get this paper, the yellow paper, just for the mat piece of it. And I want to make sure I'm getting these measurements sort of similar. I have a Caterpillar Pro, which has a light in it. It makes it really kind of easy to see where your cuts are going to happen. So that's that one. And then I think I'm thinking that I'll probably take off these little extra pieces there. So I'm going to do that right away. I'm going to cut it so that it's cut really to a full dot on both sides of this paper. Oops. And I did not do that good of a job with the second dot. It should be a little easier because I can see it, but I didn't do that great of a job. So yeah, I think I need to cut this just a little bit more. I don't want it to go through too long so that you guys can see this. Okay. All right, I think that's a little bit better. So there's this piece of paper then, and then I'll cut this because the idea is that I'm going to use this as some sort of frame, I think. We'll see what happens once I kind of put this all together, but that's where my thought process was when I chose the papers. And I think like I did last week, I'll probably do another layout, and that when I do the second layout, you'll see me choosing the papers. And that will give you a really good idea of my thought process here. Okay, so what I was thinking was like that. Well, I was thinking like that and then a frame. Now I could cant this to that side if I want to. And if I do that, I think I want the top border and the bottom border and then the other side border. But the other thing I was thinking I could do is something like that. Maybe I'll put the white on this side just to see. Actually, I'm going to take this white strip off. Sometimes I just need to take the border strip off because it throws my eye. That's just me. I always admire people who I can see that they're just, you know, using the whole strip, or that they leave that on there. Or it could do something like, let's see, like that, where it's a little bit narrowed. The one thing I do need to think about is some journaling here. And I found this "I'm so proud of you" tag. Oops. Because I did do a little bit of looking. You lose that, you know, the way that's cantilevered there. Cantilevered? Yeah. Something like that. I'm thinking I'm going to do this, but so that it comes, did I have it going this way? Yes. So that it's doing this. I'm just a little bit more comfortable with that because we read left to right, and so the border is on this side. That's why I decided to do that. And then if I did this, I could add the first haircut up here. Now this does have some purple in, which this doesn't, but I'm okay with that, I think. My other thought is I could grab a collection of my LE Studio labels And I'm just kind of looking to see if there's a color that I don't have. I don't have navy in these papers. So there is a navy label. And I could group a couple of them over here to kind of tell the story, maybe, is what I'm thinking. I could also bring this in like that, so that that's more. Sorry, you guys, that was my ridiculous neighbors. Not good. Shutting the window again. Sorry about that. I'm hoping that you didn't hear that quite as lovely as I did, because that was actually, it scared me. All right, so back to thinking about using this, and then I could kind of put some labels around here. Now, I did grab this little sticker that says, or little sticker, that would be a die cut that says handsome. And now if I put that up there, I like that up there, but then I'll, I think then my title would flip down to here. And if I do that, I can probably make this a little bit wider here. And I found these, one of these says Roarsome, so there's a little lion in this pack too that you could add that to. So you could do, I could do Roarsome up here and Handsome somewhere else. Just, I probably would like the Roarsome down here a little bit better. So the more I'm thinking about this, the less I'm liking this tag. I think the little different colors in that makes it hard to read because it's on this, and then the purple throws me. So I'm going to pull that off and probably go with the idea of doing some sort of collage of these labels. I'm going to grab those out so I have them to play with here. And then this kind of, as I'm just kind of looking at this, it's coming together a little bit more in my head about how this will work. Thank goodness. Okay, so just kind of thinking if I can find some labels, like if, you know, I have two of these. I don't have two of these. The edges are a little bit different, so I could use these and these, maybe even bring in a circle here. So I'm going to leave those there. And then kind of decide how big I want this here. And the first haircut can go there. And I'll probably end up doing one ST for first and then haircut, just because it's a long title. I'd have room for it up here, but I don't think I will down here. I do also, now that I think about it, like have some puffy stickers that are lions. Oh, and I have two different sizes. So I have this size or this size. So I could add that up in here to kind of follow through on the lion theme here. So if I do this, then I could do the labels around there. Okay. The question is, do I want that? And then this needs to come this way. And maybe go even a little bit bigger here. Hopefully you can hear me. I just realized that. Talking kind of quiet there. All right, and then what I think I'm going to do is kind of use my stars here. There's stars on this green paper. That's what the B-sides of a lot of these are. So I'm going to use the stars here to align that paper. Okay, and then I'm going to pull those off. I had also this cute little one that says very cute that I'm going to hang on there. oh, there is a bear in here. I think I used some of the bears, but that would be cute too if I wanted to add that in somewhere around here. So then this, we need to get aligned as well. Both on the stars so that it doesn't look crooked. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. One of the things I'm going to want to watch is that this border and that border are not the same. I do tend to like the bottom border to be the deepest or highest border, however you would say that. But in this case, I think I'm going to just let it go. It's in my old days when I was going to school to be an interior designer, when we matted projects and photos, one of the rules is that your bottom mat should be thicker, higher, whatever that word would be. And I think that's why I do that to this day, is that I was so used to looking at it like this. I'm going to cut, there's a little white edge there still. So I'm going to cut that off. If I was really brave, I would also cut off the edge here, but I'm not that brave. I'm going to do it with the scissors instead. Otherwise I could. Okay. So there we go. This is such a cute collection. I need more paper like I need a hole in the head. And now I missed this edge of it. I'll be right back, you guys. Can't cut tonight. And the trimmer I have does a really good job of cutting little tiny bits. So, okay. I was thinking earlier today, there's something going on in our world right now that I have not taken a photo of that I probably need to, and that is that yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, Wednesday, gas in my area went to $4.99 a gallon. I know some of you are paying a lot more than that, but it's the first time I've ever seen that in my lifetime. And I meant to take photos, and I keep forgetting to do it because I think that's going to be an important story that I want to tell anyway in my book. Not everybody may feel that way, and that's okay. That's why we all scrapbook different things in different ways. Okay, so let's start this with this big one here. And I'm thinking, if I do this, I have to take this little Rorsum piece right here and figure out about where that should go. Okay, and that I think looks pretty good, except I didn't like when I pulled that up, I had just a part of that dot showing. So I'm going to put that down there, and then I'll tape this guy down here. Okay. And then I think we're gonna hide that. I could put another blue label under there, but let's put the Rorsum down. I'm just kind of watching. I don't want to get anything lose anything that's important. And then I'm just making sure that there's nothing peeking through. Like I wouldn't want to do this there's just that little line right under him, the lion. So I'm just kind of being aware of some of that stuff too. The other thing I'm going to want to do is probably back the lion back as much as I can, because this is really close to the edge and I don't want it to be on the edge of the page. I either want it to be over like this, or I want it to definitely be in here. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay. And then this guy, I think I can put him up on some foam tape. I think I said this is such a cute collection. Okay, so it did something now that I don't particularly love, and that's that I've got a bit of the picture showing there, and there's this tiny little piece of the die cut that's holding the tail and the mane together. I'm going to cut that out because then there's not trapped white space here. It can get out. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and I'm not loving, okay, I'm going to wait to put the foam tape, or actually I can put the foam tape on him. I just won't take it off. I'm going to play with maybe putting some labels down below. I'm hoping you guys are able to see this. Okay, and I usually just kind of piece that in there a little bit. And I do just a little piece at the top of his head. I like to cover my stuff pretty well. Let's see if I have, yeah, I have a little dish here that actually is, it's funny because it's a dish from Ireland, a china dish from Ireland that my grandmother kept like rings and stuff like on her dresser. And when she passed away, I took it because my side of the family is the only one. So that grandmother is German, but my family is the only one of that has Irish in it. That comes from my dad's side. This is my grandmother's mom. But anyway, I love scrapbooking with that, so that's cool. But I also stick little bits of my foam tape when I cut them off on the edge of that dish, so it's really easy for me to find. That's a long way to get to that. Okay, so then if we get him in here, then I'm looking for an edge that's kind of cut like that. And I could, if I use this though, I'm going to lose most of that label. So what else do we have here? Maybe that was my best bet, just with the way the labels are here. Or maybe I could use a round one there. Let's see, this one. So that I could probably use. The reason I tacked that handsome down up there is now I don't have to worry about it. It will stay. And for those of you who were on last week, I still have my fingernail polish on. So my Color Street, I have 2 layers on. If you guys do Color Street, there's a clear layer with silver sparkles, and it actually did not flake off at all last weekend. So I kept it on. I worked with it all this week, and it still has not flaked. So I'm super pleased with that. Okay, so I think this is the way this is gonna go. What I'm gonna do is put it on the edge of this so that it doesn't actually adhere to anything, but I can kind of get a look at, do I like the placement of this? And I think it needs to go a little bit further under. And I'm building, and then maybe another little label here. I have another one. So I think that looks pretty good. I think this is straight. So I'm going to just cross my fingers and hope that this is gonna work. So anyway, successful Color Street experiment. I will eventually have to take it off because my fingernails are starting to drive me a little crazy because they're getting longer, and I'm not used to that. So I scratch myself, and eventually that's not going to be good for clients. But it was okay for this week. I thought since it worked, I would do that. So there's a little fun fact or something. Okay, so that guy there is good. So I think I'm going to put him down and just get him positioned, him being the lion here, because I think that looks good. The only thing I have to do is get the, oops, and I lost one of my pieces here for the tail. Not quite sure where that went, so I'm just going to cut another one. Just so when it goes down, it goes down. And then, so stuff like this, when I do this, I just pop that extra piece on the edge of that dish, like that, there, and it's ready to go when I need it. Not that you needed a big explanation for that, but it's a good way to save your foam tape. when you have the big roll, which my big roll is not so big anymore. I mean, those things start out like this big, and I'm not exaggerating. They're huge. And I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the last time I bought a roll. I think it was, honestly, at some point in 2020. Okay, so I'm going to need to change. Oh, actually, I think it's going to be okay. Or maybe I might change that roar some just a little bit where that is. So we'll put that down. Put this one back on his tail. This is the fiddly stuff. And then I'm going to pick this up, which I'm probably going to need that to do that anyway. And come up with another one to go under there. I saw here's another straight label here. And then what I do is I just sort of, when I journal on stuff like this, I just work from the top and then the next one down and then the next one down. So I think that, whoops, except it has to go on straight. Which is actually the hardest part of this whole thing, right? Get this right to the end. I'm watching the line here and the line here so that I'm not putting them close like that. So you know what I'm looking at. This is when I collage labels like this is always the biggest pain, is to get everything straight. Okay, so we have that, that looks good. Now, the one thing that I'm looking at is I don't love the top of this. It feels unfinished or something. So I could put something up there. I like this very cute, but I'm feeling like I'm going to do a lion theme here. So that I think is out. I do have this little piece here that says boy in that little light blue, and that feels a little bit more finished. And then I could add hearts there, or I could have even added hearts, that kind of stuff there, some enamel dots, that kind of stuff to help finish up the top of that cluster. But I think that works okay for me. There we go. So there's that. Then, oh, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. There's a little sticker here that says little. So if I do little boy, I kind of like the way that looks. I'm going to leave that there. So this is the sticker sheet for the collection here. There is also a chipboard sheet. The lion, and now that I'm looking at this, the lion is kind of facing out of the page, but he's facing into this cluster. So I think that cluster stops him. You know, I always talk about be careful of your sight lines and where people are looking, where embellishments are looking, but I think that's going to stop that. But there's also a chipboard one of him, and there's a bigger chipboard piece here. I think this chipboard one is too large though. So I'm going to go back to, there's also one here, but I think even this is too large because I want to put that there. So I'm going to go back to this sheet here and grab, okay, so the scale of this I think is a little bit too big. I think this guy is going to be, and this is cute. So this says handsome and that line is winking. Oh, this line is winking too. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So there is a female lion here, but if I do that, then we're, you know, it's, there's a little space there, so I don't really like that idea. So I think we'll leave that as it is. Maybe come in with a yellow heart or something right at the edge of that little boy yellow heart, something that would work. Brown heart would work on here. Green heart would work. So the next thing I want to do is get this title. So I'm going to go grab my navy stickers here. The one thing I didn't tell you guys is what the papers are. So let me grab my navy letter stickers. I'm going to need some of my bigger ones. And I'm pretty sure that I want navy. I have other blues, but the navy I think will work best because of the to see. That seems to be a predominant color there that we haven't really used. Ooh, except I'm looking, and I might not have navy letter stickers that are that big. So I might need to kind of think about this. Oh, I do have some here though. We might have some sparkly letters for this little boy layout, because I do have quite a few in this blue, but not a ton. It's one of those things that when I find navy, I just buy it. So this is the Simple Stories Color Vibe Alpha, which would go really well, but I don't think I can spell. Yeah, I can't spell haircut anywhere close to easy. I have a T, no S. That wouldn't be such a big deal. I could create an R. Could create a C. There's no U. Okay, I think this one will be too difficult. Oh, there's another here. I could make a U out of this, but I think that's a lot of MacGyvering that I may not want to do. I need to see if I can pick up some of those. So then there's that blue. I'm not sure that this is that really navy? Yeah, I guess that is navy. Okay, so maybe this and that, or this one. And I don't know that I want to do glitter on this. And there's no, on this one, there's no numbers. So let's go to, this is in a Chamel Alpha from, oh gosh, it was her fairy tale. The name of this is actually Fairy Tale. It was her fairy tale collection that I can't think of what that was called. Anyway, these are narrow enough that I might actually get the word haircut in here. So let me grab my wax paper, because I'm going to play around with this a little bit and see if I can grab this. Okay. I love this. It's kind of like that, if you play, there's a, not that I've ever done this, but literally there's a drinking game out there that every time you lose your scissors, you have to take a drink when you're wrapping Christmas presents, which really seems sort of sacrilegious. But anyway, I often feel like that when I'm scrapbooking. So I'm going to spell backwards, and please yell out if I do something crazy. I think I bought these at Tuesday morning. So I haven't used any of this alpha, so it's time to get it on a page. So that's why I have two of them. I don't know if you saw that, but because again, if I can find something in navy, I buy it. The alpha is a little different because it's kind of thin and almost sketchy looking, not as in bad, but literally as in Chamel sketched it kind of a thing. It's almost a cross between handwriting and printing. Okay. And some of the letters have like little flourishes at the end. So I'm going to try to stay away from those because it's about a little boy. So the I's a great example. That's really flourishy looking. I'm going to go with the straight piece, and I will be able to get the word first in here, I believe, with no problem. So that's a bonus. All right. So last weekend I had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. If you were celebrating, I hope you guys did too. Our weather was beautiful. My boyfriend and I did a little bit of adventuring, but I was having so much fun I forgot to take any pictures. Which, how can you do that when you're a scrapbooker? But I did. Oops, and this one. These are chipboard and they're so narrow. I think I'm going to have to come back in definitely with these with a little bit of my Scotch Quick Dry. I always have to think about what that's called because I've been using it since it was called something else, which I won't put in your head. But anyway, I always have to think. Okay, then sorry, this process is kind of boring when I have to do this, but and look at this. This is a great. So this is a very cool alpha. It's fairy tale. Haircut is a really long word, but I'm going to get that in there with zero problem here. Okay, so then I think what I'll do is just spell backwards from here. I like to not spell backwards as much as I can help it, just because it's harder for me to see where the letters are landing to make sure I like the spacing. That's the reason I try not to do it. Okay. Almost got that one down. It's interesting because so much of their layouts have been 2-page layouts, because I don't know, when they're taking pictures, my daughter-in-law is taking pictures, my stepson is taking pictures when they're out and about, and they've got activities. So I've had a lot of really big 2-page layouts, and now I'm left with all 1-page layouts to finish. So in my scrapbook processes, I've been doing a lot of 2-page layouts. There's probably going to be a spot in, I think, mid-July where I'll probably end up with quite a few 1-pagers, and I'll try to warn you when that's going to happen and just remind you that I will go back to making 2-page layouts. It's just where I am in the process of getting this book done. Because then what I do is, once a book is done, I store in binders, and I'm using the Hobby Lobby binders now. And when I'm putting layouts in, I don't worry so much that if there's an empty page in between, because I don't scrapbook in order. So I go back in, and at the end, then I go through and I put everything in order. Okay, so there's first haircut. So I was thinking about like a heart or something there. So let me get that. Heart. I have some rainbows, but I think I've been trying to use some of these, but I think they're in the wrong colors. Oh, so there's some hearts. Those are the chipboard hearts from Ellie Studios. Ellie Studios, by the way, for those of you who are Disney lovers, had a Disney release this week, and there's colors other than the typical Disney red, black, yellow colors for Mickey that you see in a lot of collections. I think they added like a green in there, if I remember correctly. So I did get, because I'll be going to Disney later this year, I did get some of those products. I'm looking, there's a yellow version of these hearts and stars, and I'm looking for it, because I think that might, there we go. Oh, it's pink and red. I thought it was yellow. I'm sorry, I told you an untruth. That was not true. So I'm just looking to see, let me grab, how's this yellow? It's not too, it's off, but it's not too bad. I was just looking to see, can I get like a camera in here? No, I think that'll be good without it. Again, I said I could do green, but the green here is a yellow green. I do have navy star hearts here, but I don't think I want to put any more navy in this cluster because there's plenty of navy there. Red, pink won't work. I'm going to grab, I have another sheet that has multiple colors on this. I'm waiting for them to do some more multicolor sheets, because like this one, I've used up all my yellow. Like I need a sheet of just yellow hearts. I don't think they're going to make that for me. And the orange would be nice, but it's the wrong color orange. That orange might work though with this. Yeah, that could, oh, except I don't want that on here because I've got, this is very yellow and orange. So I guess, well, I'm looking for yellow. Here we go. Let's see. That's more of a fall yellow and orange. So let's see, maybe I should do green because I can pull this green in. Let's see, yellow. Nope, because yellow is just echoing that. So I think we'll do this green and add this guy up here. And so these are from 2019. So you can't get them anymore. Sorry. That does happen. And then I have this little baby one in green. I think if I put that up here, we might lose it. Let's see, gray, brown, orange, red. If I can pull this, I'm going to try to pull this down just a little bit without tearing anything. Hey, Tammy, good to see you. Well, sort of see you. Good to see your name and know you're here. Okay, and again, I'm putting a little bit more in the bottom of this than the top, a little more space. Let's see. I like the red there. No. I'm going to try yellow and see. Or orange. I'll try orange. No. I'm almost done. So of course now I'm being really picky about what colors are going in places, which is kind of silly. But it's what I'm doing. If I had navy left, because there were navy in both of those sheets, but I have it in the chipboard, but it's too big. Okay, so there's that. So I didn't tell you guys what, hey Stella, nice to see you here, or your name here. I know you're here. Okay, so I didn't tell you what papers were what, so I'm going to do that really quickly here. So, oh, and unfortunately, this is bad. It's hard to tell what's what. Okay, so the dot paper, again, this is all Tiny Tots 2.0, is Love You a Ton. There's elephants on the back of it. It's really cute. And then this is the blue one. I can see the edge. This is Tiny Tots 1, 2, 3s. And I think it's because, yeah, there's numbers all on the back of that. I'm going to actually get that corner down. I bent that corner up a little bit accidentally. And then I told you what the yellow one was. So then the only thing left is the green, and it's You're a Star. Oh, because there's stars on the background. And then the B-side is this color. And there's lots of B-sides in this collection, which if you're a B-side scrapper, which I love to scrap with B-sides, you'll see a lot of that. Okay, so there's that. I don't think I need to add anything else in terms of stickers or anything else. I think I'm okay here. Unless I wanted to put, I mean, if I wanted to do, I don't want to add red in there. I'm not liking how that's looking with the orange. And there is a little blue sticker and a little red sticker here, but I just said not with the orange. So let's look for some dots here. And of course I forgot to take it out, so I hope I didn't hit the camera. So just kind of looking to see, let me grab my enamel dots. I could do a really nice yellow around here, or maybe, well, if I do, I could do green here and some yellow up there. I have navy, don't have the right orange. Let's see, do we have the right green? Not in that, I don't. Just looking to see what I have in my green where I took all my dots apart, and that's my green that's left. That's kind of awesome though. And there, maybe I have some brown. Because there is brown here. thought actually now that I'm looking at that, I had that kind of really light brown, but maybe not. Okay, I'm trying too hard. Let's do yellow. Yeah, because I think these green or these are going to be too big. If I had some smaller ones, I'd do them because that would work up here. But I need some smaller dots. Okay. Oh, thank you, Stella. Yeah, I'm really liking that, how this one is turning out. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of color match, and it's this row there that works really well. That's one of the things I love about these Altenew. This is the Pocket Full of Sunshine. I don't know if they still have these. I order them from Altenew when I order them, just because then I know that if they're around, they'll have them. But I think you can get them at like a cherry on top. So that one, and then the tiny one here is going to get lost. I have Nuvo drops still. As a matter of fact, I have them right here, and I'm too lazy. I will on occasion. I'll use them, but I tend to use them when I want gold. But I do have them in other colors. Too lazy. I've always said I don't like to take a lot of time to pre-make stuff and that kind of thing. If I am going to do if I'm going to use a cut file, if I don't cut it ahead of time, I'll never do it. I'm starting to think that maybe I want to do navy up here, because I think there's going to be too much yellow if I use all yellow up there. So yeah, now you know I'm lazy. Or I'm a lazy scrapbooker anyway. I've said that for a long time. That's not anything. I'm not telling too many tales on myself there. So that one, and I think another small one here. Ooh, doesn't matter which way I flip it, it doesn't want to go on the page. And this one I'm going to put off that. I did that down here where one of them is off and it's not touching an edge. Okay, so that is that layout here, and then I can talk about how it's his first haircut, and he was really afraid of the hairstylist because he hadn't seen very many people. All right, so then I'm going to just organize things a little bit here. AKA, I don't have to toss on the floor because I don't have extra paper, I can't think of the word. I don't have paper out. That's really what I wanted. I don't have paper out because I had just chosen some paper. Okay, just want to be able to function here. I'm a scrapbooker that will clean up between layouts. If I'm doing something like this where I'm going to just go to this collection again, I won't necessarily clean up a lot, but I usually do something with my space. Okay, so there's the first layout of M number 4 in his first haircut. And then I have somewhere, yikes, I've buried them. I have a couple of other photos, and there was one I really wanted to, this one. So since we're scrapbooking I have this one, or I have M number 2 when he lost his first tooth. He was eating dinner and it came out. But I think I'm going to do this one. I've had this kind of layout in mind for a while, so I think it'll be fun to do this. So this is a really old frame from the Family Forever collection, and I think it's time to get this used. I just popped it into my die cuts here. So thanks, Tammy. So Stella says she has some Nuvo drops too. Oh, can you put them on paper and let them dry? I think you can do it with, well, the paper like on the layout, yeah, absolutely. You know, put them on and then let them dry, which is what I do. But I just, a lot of times, like, especially when I'm doing something like this and I'm throwing stuff around, I don't want to take the chance of messing them up. But I have done that. I mean, that's what I do when I am using them, like the gold and stuff like that. But I probably have the Nuvo drops in most colors. They seemed like such a good idea, and then I got lazy. I found that little piece of, if you've been with me for all of tonight, I found that little piece of foam tape that disappeared. It flew about a foot away from where it started. Oops. Oh, I thought I hit the camera. I actually hit one of my lights. Okay, so then I want to scrapbook this photo, and this is last October. This was his favorite toy. And their Roomba, I don't know if they have a Roomba, but whatever their vacuum like this is, they call it Robbie. And M number 2 was fascinated with Robbie when he was his age too. So I think that's really funny. Oh, you know what? Stella just asked, and if any of you know, can you pre-do the Nuvo drops? And I'm pretty sure that you can, but you have to put them on something like wax paper, or like if you have a Silpat, or I have the Ranger sheet, that's just the little thin sheet that you can paint and stuff on. You could probably put those on that and then let them dry and then put them, you know, on later. It's kind of like, have any of you been scrapping? And this isn't that long ago. This is probably 7 or so years ago. These are perler beads, and for a time we were melting them in our ovens, and then I would attach these with just a mini glue dot. So I do from time to time, because I have these in colors that I don't have glue dots. So some time to time I'll go back to this. Harmony just said, and by the way, hi, hey Harmony. So hi Harmony, and thank you. Harmony just said you can do them on wax paper. So yes, if you're not super lazy like me, you could do that then, which is awesome. All right, so this is, I think I'm going to call this like favorite toy or something like that. I'm looking at using this collection. There is navy in here, but I may have used it. Like this is, I had a stack. I'm not kidding you guys. It was like this big of this paper when I first got it. And I am almost through all of it, which is crazy. This is, so I had, I think, a stack like this big when I ordered the paper, and this is what I have left. So I love this collection. I've used it a ton. It's really fun to combine things. So I don't think I have I don't think I want to pull that out because that's tiny tots. I don't think I have a navy paper left in this, but I'm going to take a quick look. Oh, Harmony made a point that when she did them on the wax paper, the Nuvo drops, that's how she practiced them. And that's, yeah, and then you're right. You might as well use them if you've already made it. Ooh, I need to use this sheet of paper yet. There's red. Well, I don't want to do red. There's the blue that I was looking for. I don't want to do red because this is already going on here. Now the question is, if I do this though, and it's talking about toys, I don't have, like, this is really boring in Kelly's world. It might be perfect for you, and that's okay. Hey Nancy, good to see you. I'm just thinking, like, could I do a background of that to like pop that off the page a little bit? And then there is this, so that I could do like a 1/3, 2/3 maybe. That polka dot paper would have been good for this. I think that's not fold enough. Some days it's hard to talk and... Oh, okay. So I see something I can do. I think I can use that car paper. And the reason I'm thinking about this is we're talking about toys, and that's a whole bunch of little cars. And I might be really bad this weekend or the next time I see a sale and order more of this paper because it's so cute. And they do a nice job. It's easy to scrapbook boys. And I think Stephanie, who's the designer of this, has a boy and a girl, so makes sense. Okay, so I could do this and then put, what I'm going to do is put a card in here or some kind of paper to write on, and then there's a little heart here that I'll probably punch out. I may not, but I'm going to probably do that. I think I want to do a 1/3, 2/3 layout here. And so I could do it. So I do something like this. But I think it would be better if I did this at the bottom and then did... The blue paper will be the bigger part of the background there. So I'm trying to get this so that I'm not, I didn't want that, so that I was cutting like the cars off in a weird spot here. Okay. And Harmony said that she used Tombow Mono liquid glue to adhere it. So that's nice to know. Oh, this is awesome, you guys. I just looked. The star paper has the cars are the reverse of it. Okay, so this would be a really nice opportunity to use a border sticker. If I've got one that works. I'm going to cut the top of this off too. And I think I have a border sticker that might work here. Otherwise, I always have my Case O washi tape. And now I've kind of left a weird space here for, like, how do I do the title? Because I want the title to say favorite toy. So I was thinking this red polka dot border. There's also a cute rainbow one there too. And this is from the Tiny Touch sheet. And just want to, yeah, these are fully, oh, here's the bad part about this though. Excuse me guys, I'm going to take a quick drink of just seltzer. I'm behaving myself tonight. So when my sticker sheet was produced, they didn't completely cut it. So I think what I'm going to do is, actually what I'm going to do is put this on my trimmer and I'll slice it right down where the line is. And I can see that pretty well. The only problem is now I cut off that other border sticker, which that's gonna, oh, that one's coming off just, well, actually it didn't come off just fine because it took the red part with it, but I can always use that under something. So that's how I did that. I just sliced that. So for some reason, they didn't cut the edge of those stickers. And I want this to go a little bit, I want the pattern paper to look like it's a little bit taller. So I'm just going to make sure that my edge of my scallops here are sitting right on the top of the paper. That's all I'm doing. And then the question is, so I think what I'm going to do is grab that yellow paper that I used on the last layout, and I am going to trim up a piece of this for a mat for this photo. I'm thinking I'm going to like the, we're doing primary colors here. So I've got red, blue, and yellow. And then maybe, I put that on there, now I'm not gonna see very much of that, but I probably don't want to take that out, that heart out, because it'll be right over that border sticker. That's why I waited. Okay. And this is ripped here, so I'm kind of looking at that. Okay, then I'll just take this card. We're definitely not going to rip that heart out now because that card's going to sit right there. I'm going to do it right at the edge here. And since I'm tucking these, it doesn't really matter whether that card's not really fully on there. So I'm thinking I'm going to tuck it. I like to tuck things behind the photo when I do journaling cards instead. And I do them this way too, where I tuck it this way. But you see the line, and that's fine. I don't think that's a big deal. But when I do this, for some reason, I feel like this is more of a, I don't know if I want to say, it's more of a family. It feels more together to me. And that might just be in my head. But that's, again, with everything, that's to my eye. If that doesn't work for you, don't do it. But that's why you'll often see me tuck the 3x4 cards that I'm using, or whatever journaling kind of piece I'm using. Okay, so we got that down. Now, I was thinking that I could use the blue alpha on this. Again, obviously I can't because I was thinking above here, but I think that I have plenty of green LA Studio alphas to choose from to get the color right. So that's a little spring green. This one would work. It's a little dark. This is, I think, the perfect one. So then oh, and let's hope that I can get the words favorite toy out of this, because there's less of these than I thought there were. And mysteriously, there's no F in here, but I have a lot of E's. That's very interesting. A. I'll have to make an O from a Q, but that's fine. Going to have to make an R, and I can do that from a P. There's a T and an E left. Okay, so there's a couple of T's and Y's. So I'll just pop, oh my goodness, sorry you guys. I don't know what's going on here, other than it's allergy season here. Now I'm not going to push these down too hard, because I may decide to move them. It's so funny. I have no F's left, but I have no F's or O's, but I have A's and E's. Crazy. Fortunately, the cues with Ellie's Studio are really easy to make into O's. And then I'll eventually take a K to make this, a K or an X. But I want to make sure before I put those down that I have the spacing right here. I can't believe M number 3 is going to be, or M number 4 is going to be 3 at the end of the month. That just doesn't seem possible. And he'll go to a 3K program in the fall, which really doesn't seem possible. So I think I'm going to need to come all the way to the end here, and I'll probably move favorite over a little bit. Again, boring parts. So just taking that tail off the cue, and it makes a really great O. I won't torture you with making the R, because that's going to be boring. But I'll probably just take the X and grab a little bit of that leg and then put that down. I'm still not sure I'm gonna like the spacing, so I'll hold on just a second before I think I need to move the whole word favorite over, and since I have to cut this off the E anyway, that works out great. Without cutting my own finger off though. These letters are so tiny. Okay. Oops. I'm looking for there it is. It's lose your tools night tonight, although that's kind of every day. I think once I get this done. Okay, almost there, almost there, almost there. Then the fun stuff begins. Oh, you know, it's so funny, Stella, because the first time I heard that term reverse tweezers, and it was somebody else who struggled with it, I was like, reverse tweezers, because I used tweezers, these tweezers so often. I don't even think of this as being the reverse. It's so funny. Just start using them. You'll get used to them. Of course, I say that I don't really use regular tweezers anymore because my eyes have gotten so bad I can't see to do my own eyebrows. So I've been having eyebrows waxed for a long time. So I use a regular tweezers so little. Okay, that's good enough, I think. And then that's nice because then that stayed over the top. I'll take care of that R when I'm off camera. But when this finally appears on Flickr, you'll see it. Okay, so there's that one. Then, time for the fun stuff. And I was wondering if I had like any toys or anything. I think cars came in this set. There's a car. Here's a little car sticker. Oh, there's another car sticker. So that could be kind of fun. I could do a nice big heart there, which that's kind of cute. And if I pop that up, it'll give it dimension. I'm going to let that on there loosely right now. I was thinking stars might be kind of nice too, but I don't have, like some of these stars, but the green's wrong again, because it's that minty green. So let's see, do we have, there are cars here. There's actually a Navy car and a boat. Okay, so I like the idea of that, but I don't like the two-toned heart there with a car on top of it. The die cut pack has hearts and stars in it, but I may have, there's a little house too. This might be kind of cute because it's at their house. I don't like all that orange on there though. Although this heart that I just picked has, this is cute. There's a little heart here that says I can't even. I might have to do that. I wonder if I have any little cards. There's so much in this die cut pack that comes with these. Just gonna kind of pull them out and see. Oh, this is cute. Here's a little stack of cars. So that would be fun. And then I can pop those up. So I think I'll do that with that. There is a cute little polka dot star that then I could put under there if I can't find any stars. Oh, even better, because this isn't polka dotted. There's that little star. If I could find a green one, I would be really happy. Oh, I'm gonna mix hearts and stars. Harmony, can you believe it? At least I think I'm going to, because I need the I can't even on there because he's riding the Roomba or whatever version they have. Oh, so this is cute. There's a little green heart there, so we can do that. If I can find, there is a green car here, but it's pretty big. And they're kind of the same scale. I would need probably a smaller one for up there. And my sheet, the green car is actually going the wrong direction. There is a red car though. So this is my other option. And of course, then I use my green heart over there. I want a green heart there. Let's see, what else can I find in green here? There's so much in this pack, it's crazy. They have bubbles and a little thing that says bath time. So that's cute. Oh, here's another little green heart. This one's a tiny one. So that I think works. I think I've used most of the hearts and the stars in the bigger sizes. And I'm not even gonna look in LA Studio because I know it won't work. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, oh, that's a sticker. I'm going to cut this sticker down. I know, Harmony. What have I done with the real me? Some days I go all wild and I mix my hearts and stars. I'm just gonna leave a little outline, white outline here because the other, that die cut has it too. I guess this little red car is in the bottom of the die cut too. And I'm doing what you shouldn't be doing is I'm moving my scissors and not the sticker itself. So I'll get some edges on this that I probably won't love, but this is a little harder because it's sticking to my fingers than it is to do this with a die cut. Okay, that works. So let me get that I can't even on there. I'm hoping the other sticker stuck to the back of that one. Okay, and then this one. Harmony said she mixed hearts and stars recently and thought of me. Isn't that true? Okay, so if I'm going to pop something up over here, I should pop something up there, and I think it needs to be this little star or heart, yes. I'm going to still put that star down there even though I don't have any stars up on top here. That's fine. It's more about the color. There we go. And then I'll get this popped up and then layer the other stuff underneath it. I can't tell you how much stuff I've lost tonight, you guys. Oh my goodness. So before I forget, I know that I will not be here next Friday. I have some fun plans that I'm sure you will be seeing pictures of. So I have some friends and I are celebrating the 40th, you guys, anniversary of our high school graduation next weekend. And I'm mystified because I am only 40 years old, so I don't quite know how that could be true. And the kind of the cool thing is it's not the same date that we graduated, but it is the same weekend. We've been talking about doing something and getting together, and we do see each other often, but we were, besides a book club, we were talking about doing something. So we decided this is it. It's this weekend. So that'll be kind of fun. And my boyfriend is going with us, the poor man. God bless him for hanging out with a group of people who have known each other for, I think the youngest, or the husband that we've known the least amount of time, we've known 25 years now. So, all right. So I'm thinking yellow enamel dots again because I have the yellow matte, but that's the only yellow I really have. Okay. Scrape all the die cuts off so you can see that, because I'll bring all the other layout out when I'm all done. And I did not put my enamel dots away, but I put them close to hand and someplace I could find them easily. All right, the nice thing about this is I know the colors will match here. Maybe we'll stick that one there. That guy down there. Those are almost exactly the same spot though. I don't like that when that happens. So maybe this one here, or maybe, here we go. Let's put this one down here. It's the bigger one. Put that one there, and then we just need a little one. And that one there. And I'll hide that one in there a little bit. Oh, Stella, that's an awesome year to have graduated. That is cool. Yeah, we are actually not going to our class reunion. We're just doing this on our own. We will have a class reunion in September. It's supposed to be in August and got moved, but which you guys don't care about. But anyway, we are going to do our class reunion, but I'm very close to, there was a group of 7 of us that, and I think you guys have seen layouts, and I talked about it the second thing when it happened, but there were 7 of us who were really close after high school. You know, I'm 58, and there's still some of my closest friends. 2 of our friends passed away from breast cancer. One of them was 44, and my best friend and one of that group passed away in 2 years ago of breast cancer as well. So we're the 5 of us remaining are pretty tight because we've lost very close friends and kind of know the pain of that, I guess, is kind of the thing that, so that our relationship was tight anyway, or we were close anyway, but now we're tight. So anyway, not to bring the room down, but there you go. And I like the little touches of green to bring this out even more. I think that would have looked a little bit off on its own if I hadn't done that. So there's the second layout, and this is of M number 4 with his favorite toy last year. And then here is the first layout. So it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun because same product, you know, same collection, but they look different, you know, pretty different. So I think that's it. I love to see that. And like I said, I'm definitely buying more of this. Harmony, his smile is, well, his smile, M number 4 and M number 2 smiles are just, oh my gosh, they're so awesome. And so the interesting thing about the 4 kids is M number 2 and M number 4 are very much alike in a lot of ways. M number 1 and M number 3 are a lot of like in a lot of ways. And it's crazy. So M number 2 and 4 have they all have cute smiles, but they have the best smiles. And his is just, oh my gosh, because he's still little and he still have those little baby teeth. So thanks, Stella. It's sad, but you know, it's there's some time now. So, and we do talk about her and we miss her. And the interesting part about that second friend that I lost, my best friend, we had 2 different groups of friends. So our high school friends, and then we both worked for Kohl's for a while. I live not too far from where Kohl's corporate is, and we both worked for Kohl's. And when we were younger, we all sort of, you know, knew each other. And then as people started to move away, we didn't get to do lunch together. So we got a group of friends and we would meet on Saturday nights once a month and hang out before people were married and had kids and that kind of stuff. So she was part of that group of friends too. So it's really interesting to see that missing influence for me in both groups because I saw her in both. So anyway, that's, you know, stuff. So there's the 2 layouts. Thanks, Barb. That's awesome. I think, I mean, the M number 4 is just cute. I might be his grandmother, so I might be a little bit prejudiced, but he's so darn cute. But this collection is so cute. So I'll be like, I want more of this paper for sure. And I'll have to go back and look. I think I bought a collection pack when I first bought this collection, but I think now I would do more individual pieces of paper and do it that way. So, okay, thanks, Harmony. Although I do think, like, I have friends who have grandkids and that kind of stuff. Their grandkids are cute too. I actually have a friend who has a grandson and a granddaughter. And when their granddaughter was born earlier this year, they call them M number 1 and M number 2 on social media, which every time, and I'm friends with this friend's daughter and son-in-law because I know them, and it's so cute. It makes my heart so happy whenever I see it. So anyway, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me tonight and humoring me and all that. Stella, this is Bella Boulevard Tiny Tots 2.0. And let me get you the paper name because I've got it right here. Sorry about that. I didn't do that this time. I usually do. So Tiny Tots 2.0, and it's the Watch Out paper. And that's where the blue is from as well. So this is Watch Out. And then the yellow paper is the They're Bella Besties, and it's the new freehand dot and graph and dot paper. So that's their new kind of solid color paper. That's where this is from. But Watch Out is that paper. So thanks for asking that question and reminding me. This red piece is from an old collection. So like this is from a collection from probably like, I don't know, 2010 or something like that. I don't know if it's quite that old, but it's pretty old. You wouldn't be able to get a hold of it. That was called like, I think it was called Family Forever, if I remember correctly. So anyway, all right, you guys. So I won't see you next weekend. The weekend after that, I'm trying to think of what my schedule looks like. The weekend after that, I won't see you either because I have 3 out of the 4 M's overnight on Friday night. So it'll probably be 2 weeks in between before I see you the next time. Maybe if I have time, I that weekend I might be able to do a Sunday live, but we'll see. I don't like to commit to that. Well, not that nobody's gonna, hold my feet to the fire, I hope anyway. But so I don't think I'll be live either the next 2 Friday nights. But then the following weekend I should be able to do something. My mom's gonna be in town, but I think I'll be able to do something because I think she's got plans with my brother right away. So, all right, you guys, I'm sorry. Who do we write a sternly worded letter of protest to? This is, I've said this, and I think I've said this to you guys. I loved our Friday nights, like every Friday night when I started doing this and hanging out with you guys. And I just started it because I had seen other scrapbookers do it, and it was kind of nice to hang out with people, quote, hang out with people during all the shutdowns. And that's why I started doing this, and I love it. So when I don't get to do it, I miss you guys. So anyway, I really do. You're my, I will talk to my in real life friends, and I talk about my scrapbooky internet friends, and like, they look at me because they don't get it. So, well, thanks, Harmony. That's really sweet. Yes. And and then I have the added distraction now of boyfriend, so that makes it all. And he's a very good very, very good distraction, but that kind of ramps things up a little bit too. So anyway, you guys, it was great being here. Good evening to you too, Carrie. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Go out, as Harmony said, go out and live your life too, and keep scrapbooking, and I'll catch up with you in a few weeks. Bye, everybody.